I want to talk about your passion for the cannabis community. It seems like you're really, really passionate about the cannabis community.
Absolutely.
So what started the passion? Like, what makes you so interested to be involved with it, to help other brands out, to grow other brands?
Yeah, growing up, I was straight edge, I didn't want to smoke weed, didn't want to drink, didn't want to do anything. And I realized I started becoming 17, 18, and then I started realizing, hey, I want to smoke. Let me try this out. And it was actually on a Black Friday. I tried weed for the first time in front of Best Buy. Yeah. And, I snuck off to my car so, no one could see me because it's, illegal. There's no dispensaries, no cultivations. Everyone's, trying to illegal grow, And it was just a different time back then. And it was amazing because from there, I started getting kicked out of school for smoking weed. I started getting in trouble because you're not allowed to smoke weed in school, you guys. And so, and that was the thing is, and then I started getting older where I started getting in trouble and I went to jail for smoking weed, where then it becomes become a cannabis activist, where you're not just loving to smoke weed, but then you're actually paying your dues. You're over here doing time, thinking about what you did, what you fucked up doing, but all you did was smoke weed. You got caught with some weed on you. And there's people that are still currently locked up today, you guys, for smoking weed. And that's why we try to partner up with as many nonprofits and many cannabis activists and influencers as possible, because it takes all of us to make a difference in this community. And so that's what really started driving my passion. It was when I was young, I started realizing, let's do some cannabis events. In the beginning, it was all kind of underground, it was a different time back then. There wasn't a venue that would approve you to do a festival. And so it was we're renting out all these rooms and all these caves and all these different events from indoor to outdoor. And then we started getting in trouble for cannabis events. And I'm like, damn, every time I throw a party, freaking the cops are showing up, something's going on. But that means you're doing a great job. That means you're doing a shitload of marketing. And with that guerrilla marketing, that's what builds your brand name, And there's legal ways to throw cannabis festivals now. So now you guys don't have to worry about that. So there's cannabis event insurance. So instead of just having regular event insurance, now there's cannabis event insurance, And so the thing is, what really got my drive was, my dad, he smoked weed, I smoked. Some of my family smoked, my brothers and my cousins, my aunts, uncles. And then it became more accepted. Instead of my uncles trying to hide to take a little hit of weed. Now I was like, hey, dude, let's smoke. We're doing a barbecue, Come on over. It was what the heck? Did you hear, our uncle say that? He used to whoop her butt for that, And so then, whenever we're able to start with All Access Vegas doing cannabis events, it was a whole other beast because 95% of our events are non-cannabis related. So then when we started doing it, my real passion started because I was I could smoke, I could go do this event, and I could see this all happen. And I was this has never been able to been achieved before. But it really made history when the Hard Rock on the Strip approved us. And I was oh my God, we got approved by the Hard Rock. This is the Hard Rock on the Strip. It's 3 stories. Right. And I'm but who's going to invest? Who's going to help me do this? There was no sponsors. There was no one, I had friends that I'd smoke with and yeah, let's do it, And I'm okay, But then we really started thinking how can we do this legally? How can we throw a cannabis awards where we do this legally? And how we did it is we do no cannabis consumption ourselves. So if you throw an event where it's just a concert where you're not consuming, that's how you're legally able to throw an event in Las Vegas at this time. And now they're building lounges, so there will be licensing for people to do it here in the near future. But legally, the only place to legally smoke in Las Vegas is that Nuwu dispensary. And it's kind of interesting because say if you're a tourist and you're flying out here and you're staying at the Trump, where that's not a casino, it's only a hotel, and you're there, if you smoke, you're going to get a $700 fine. Say if you go to Circus or another spot, you're going to get a $250 fine for smoking. So then what do? You go out front to smoke. But what about if someone sees you smoking and you're not at your own private residence? That's not yours. Then it gets into this gray area. And so the only place to legally do it in Las Vegas is New Dispensary. But when we were doing our awards, we couldn't do the dispensary because then what about if there's other dispensaries that want to come and you're only doing it there? We couldn't throw the awards at Hardin Dispensary, our New. We wanted to do it at a place that wasn't at a dispensary so it didn't show like any favoritism or anything. Because when you do New, you have to be having your product in that dispensary to be a featured sponsor. If you do not have your product in the dispensary, you cannot be featured as a sponsor. So if you're another dispensary, you can't be a sponsor there. They don't want you, you know? If you don't have a drink that's in New, you can't have your drink as a sponsor. What about your magazine? What about if it was never in that dispensary? Would you be able to go in? Currently, they have it where if you have the product there, you're allowed to be a sponsor there. So High Times, you know, a huge event company, they threw their festival there. It was a huge success. You know, a lot of great brands were there. You know, we're really happy to be there as well. They did one there, and that was the only place I've seen throw off Cannabis Festival in a dispensary. So my hat definitely goes out to them. And, you know, with us, we just wanted to make a difference for everyone in the cannabis industry. So when we finally got our licensing and we were able to give out these trophies, people literally have cried receiving these trophies. Some people laugh. Some people are mad. They're like, what the hell? You know, like, I don't even think I deserve this. Like, some people are confused. They're like, should I win this? Should I not win it? Some people are proud. They're like, I deserve this, you know? We've seen so many different emotions because every single person accepts winning differently. And that's the amazing thing, you know? In life, it's not just about winning or losing. It's about bringing the cannabis community together.
That's right. Wow, I love that. I absolutely love it.